Well, there was a few questions I intended to answer, but I can't for the life of me think of them now. But the one I know I was reminded of, because what I'm doing here is crimping these for the Mauser, and somebody asked me about the factory crimp die that Lee makes. Well, this is what they look like, and I don't know if you'll be able to see, but there's 4 fingers in there, and as the bullet goes up in there, those 4 fingers come together, and they're, one for each different caliber. They're precise, but they lock it into position, particularly if you're using a bullet with a crimp groove. Let's see if I got something. Yeah, like these Hornady bullets, they've got a groove for them. Works really nice, and it's really good for in the lever actions. With the cast bullets, I use them a lot, and it also helps to bring back, you've got to flare the case slightly to get a lead bullet to go in smoothly and without shaving lead. Though with the gas checks, it's not so much of a problem. But it brings that little ridge back. But in a tube magazine, you need them crimped. And they are, like I say, each caliber is individual. This is, I think, for the Mauser, it might be for the 32 Special. I've got backups, kind of. And it just says factory crimp die. Yeah, this is for Mauser. It's a backup one because what happened when I bought my Mauser die set, I didn't realize. See, some die sets from Lee come with the crimp die, some don't come with it, and you got to buy it separate. So when I ordered the die set, to be on the safe side, I had ordered another crimp one. But they're relatively cheap, and they'll work in any press, and they aren't fussy about the height or anything. They aren't fussy about a damn thing. It pushes in there and squeezes that, makes a really nice crimp. Okay, one other thing I was going to mention. I've had requests on some of my older videos, they've been unlisted. I know, like the workbench and reloading bench. There was several, a gravel video, and there was quite a few of the back ones that I had been just leaving unlisted because I don't know where the hell Google is going with this thing. So I just left them there. But people ask about them, so I have made them public again. But what I did is I stripped off all of the likes and dislikes, and so they're just naked like the day I put them up, and they will stay that way. But they're there now anyway, for the people who were asking. But like I say, I don't know where Google is going. An interesting thing the other day, the person who was running YouTube has actually moved over to a different job, and a woman is running the YouTube end of Google. And I kind of get the feeling, they're milking it for all it's worth right now. And I kind of get the feeling they're going to run it into the ground. Would that be good in a way? Because, before they completely kill it, they'll probably pedal it off. Like they did with Motorola. They've sold that division to Lenovo, which is the company that now makes ThinkPads. They bought that from IBM, and I've got a ThinkPad, and I've got one of the Lenovo ones, and I've been happy with it. So hopefully, Motorola made a good phone. It was a damn shame, to see Google get their clutches on them, but they got rid of it, took a hell of a beating on it, but they're trying to concentrate on their robotics. So we might, if we're really lucky, see YouTube, go to somebody who gives a crap about it. But at the same time, like I say, Google is getting into the robotics, buying up every robotics company and artificial intelligence company because they really want to get involved with the Defense Department because that's where the money is. Because the stockholders have been complaining about YouTube not making as much money as they'd like it to make. But, you know, they were up a little in this last quarter, but what it was they, you know, they turned loose all that advertising on us poor mobile people. But at the same time, all of the advertisers are starting to complain because they aren't getting the bang for the buck. You know, there's because that really doesn't work. But until they really catch on that it doesn't work, they're going to keep playing around with it. But I noticed, you know, they have been really pushing the advertising just incredibly, just jamming it down your throat. And at the same time, I see people doing this, you know, using an ad block. But I think you might want to check. I think in your terms of service that you agreed to, you're going to find that there is a stipulation that you can't use anything to circumvent their ad system. So they might clamp down on that, just like they're clamping down now on a lot of the bought and likes. They're going to start kind of auditing videos, you know, to figure out if people are, you know, buying the likes and buying views and all that. They're going to crack down on that more because the advertisers are getting a little antsy about this. You know, because Google didn't care so much before because they just wanted a number. It didn't matter how that number got there, and they could sell the numbers. But like I said, the advertisers aren't happy about the results of these numbers, aren't really panning out because they don't really exist. You know, they're kind of made up. But so they're going to have to crack down some on that, or at least appear to crack down, or they're going to lose the whole. Because they want to raise advertising rates. But the advertisers really are not willing to pay it because, like I said, they aren't getting their bang for their buck now. They aren't going to pay more, but Google at the same time is pushing. They want more money out of YouTube. So I think there's going to get to a point in there where they might just ditch it like they did with Motorola, which would be, you know, maybe good, maybe bad. I don't know. I don't know how it could get worse, you know, because like I'm on the verge of ditching the whole thing anyway. But as long as I can keep sneaking stuff through without being on the Google Plus. But, you know, I think it's going to be interesting because Google, when they bought, there was they spent fortunes on these robotics and these artificial intelligence organizations, and the one that they bought, part of the stipulation in the purchase was that they had to have a kind of review board, an ethics review board on what their artificial intelligence is being used for now. I don't know how that's going to fly because Google is looking at Defense Department. You know, that's where they want to make their money out of that robotic stuff. They're going to have, like, you know, instead of drones in the sky, drones on land. And I don't know, you know, ethically, the first time that you have a robot deciding to kill somebody, you know, a human, I mean, they're going against a lot of stuff. You know, it's kind of funny because these YouTube or these Google engineers, you know, I was reading a review or interview with them and they were talking about how, oh, they grew up on science fiction. But, you know, and they really, and what they're trying to do is make that science fiction come true now. The problem is they fail to realize that almost every science fiction story ever written was a cautionary tale saying, you don't want to do this because this is what could happen. You know, they haven't caught on to that yet. You know, so they're doing exactly the things that they've been warned not to do and having a lot of fun doing it. But it ain't going to work out well. I can see that coming.